Hi, Mai. Thank you for being here. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good to be with you.
So I want to ask you some questions related to English tips. These questions are asked a lot by our adult students.
Mm.
And I think it's good if you can give them some advice on how to improve. Yeah, in general. So the first question is, some students, they find it really hard to use correct grammar in their speaking. So what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, well, using correct grammar is like using the correct word. It's something that you may study and um, do a lot of work with this in school or in the classroom. But when you're in a conversation, the only way that you will use correct grammar is if you've used it correctly many times before.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Not like a math problem where if you learn the formula once, now you can do it easily anywhere else. Yes, if you have a lot of time to sit and think, you could use the correct grammar. But in a conversation, it's really habit that
Mm.
allows you to use grammar correctly, right? This is why a child will be using correct grammar even before they've been to school, because it feels right. It's something they've heard their parents speak many times. It's something they've
Mm-hmm.
heard their friends use many times. And then they just use it correctly, right? So the only way to use grammar correctly in everyday speech, you have to speak quickly or respond quickly, is by habit. And that there's no quick fix for that. That is just watching a lot of movies and television, getting in a lot of conversations, doing lots of reading. I think hearing yourself use grammar
Mm.
correctly is a big help. So that's why I really think reading out loud from a book or a newspaper article or online journal or social media, so that you actually hear your own voice doing it correctly again and again, I think that's a big help. But it
So,
just comes with lots of practice.
yeah, I think I love the saying, practice makes perfect because it's true for everything, you know?
Right.
So, speaking of habit and practice, so do you think, so because, how we learn, the Vietnamese students learn grammar rules is to practice doing a lot of grammar exercises.
Mhm.
So, what I told them is you can do that because when you do that, you get familiar with the rules. And the
Mhm.
next step you should do is you should read them out loud after corrected by
Yeah,
your teachers or after you check the key. So do you think that helps also?
I think it really helps. That's a little bit what I meant by, sometimes educators call this rehearsing success.
Mm,
Like you rehearse a music performance before you go and on a stage and do a show, right? In the same way, you rehearse the grammar exercises that you're doing by speaking them out loud in your own voice. And I think it's also good to personalize it in some way. This is why it's
mm.
really good to take essays that are about yourself or about things that are interesting to you.
Wow,
When you
that's a very good point.
write an essay for your class about your hobby, or write an essay for your class about your last vacation, or write an essay about your favorite food. When your teacher makes corrections to your essay, take it again and read it out loud again and again until it begins to feel natural to you.
Mm, mm.
Memorize it, that's even better, right? Memorize your daily routine, memorize what you did yesterday or what you did on your favorite vacation using those past tense verbs, right? Memorize an essay about your future plans,
Mm.
something like that. Study those TED Talks if you can get the transcript, and then read them out loud yourself. Again, hearing yourself doing it correctly makes it habitual. It makes it feel natural and even bypass your head. It just goes directly to your mouth, right? Yes, I do agree with you 100%.
I think I like the point you made, which is try to personalize it. For
Mm-hmm.
example, you read a sentence say, she has been in the US for 10 years. So you can
Yeah,
think the same thing. I have been in Vietnam for 10 years, you know?
yes.
So that way you make it about yourself.
There's a
So
connection to your real life, to
yeah,
the real world,
true, true, true.
right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
You can
I
almost
yeah,
imagine yourself saying that in a conversation with someone.
Yeah,
right?
right. I think a lot of people lack that actually because after they do something, they don't come back and repeat. I think a lot of repetitions would really help. After your teacher correct your work, you have to look at it again and then, write it again one more time and then try to read them out loud, you know. One time, if one time is not good, then try it two times, three times, right? So I think the key is repetitions. Yeah.
Even record yourself doing it and then listen, play it back again and see, wait, did I make any mistakes or did something not sound right? But yes, repetition again and again until it feels natural.
Yeah, right. It requires a lot of work though.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. All
No
right.
pain, no gain.